Jan Carpenter, and I'm reading day 20, and I'm starting by reading from the book of Ruth, chapter 4, verses 5 to 6. Then Boaz said, "On the day you buy the land from Naomi, you also acquire Ruth the Moabite, the dead man's widow, in order to maintain the name of the dead man with his property." At this, the guardian redeemer said, "Then I cannot redeem it, because I might endanger my own estate. You redeem it yourself. I cannot do it." I'll read from the book now, The Cost of Christianity, Paying the Price. With news feeds, TV screens and magazines all seeking to persuade us to spend our cash on advertisers' festive products, it's no wonder that we often lament the cost of Christmas. But most people don't ever give much thought to what the first Christmas cost the one person it's all about. Who will redeem? We've left on tenterhooks after Naomi's unnamed relative said he would do his duty and redeem Naomi. But wait, Boaz is not done. Perhaps shrewdly he points out what Naomi's relative might have missed. On the day you buy the land from Naomi, you also acquire Ruth the Moabite, the dead man's widow, in order to maintain the name of the dead with his property. Hang on. It seems this man hasn't quite focused on everything. By the way, the language of acquiring here isn't to demean Ruth, as if she were merely a possession. It actually highlights her dignity and right to receive care. But the man will not only need to care for Ruth. Boaz makes it clear the Redeemer will also be expected to maintain the name and life of Elimelech, Naomi's dead husband. The implication is that the man would need to marry Ruth and provide an heir for Elimelech. Deal breaker. We can imagine the man's eyebrows going up. Not only would there be extra mouths to feed, Ruth's, plus any future children, but he would have to pass on Naomi's land to those children. Then there's the fact his new wife would be a Moabite. Suddenly, this didn't seem a very lucrative deal, and so he says that I cannot redeem it because I might endanger my own estate. You redeem it yourself. I cannot do it. At least there's no pretense here. The man is honest about his being too costly to his bank balance, his pride and his reputation. Ultimately, that's not a price he's willing to pay, and so we're back on with Boaz. I'll never know how much it cost. This twist doesn't just make for a more gripping story, but it also highlights how costly this redemption was. Boaz's willingness to redeem suddenly becomes all the more glorious in contrast to the other man's unwillingness. His sacrificial kindness shines all the brighter when against a backdrop where the norm is self-preservation and looking after number one. We sometimes miss the cost of redemption in our culture. An individual can redeem themselves after a fault or a mistake. We might redeem a voucher at the shops. But in the Bible, redemption is something we can do. Humanity's enslavement to sin, death, and the devil leaves us utterly unable to redeem ourselves and desperately in need of a willing Redeemer.